Okay. Next question. We get questions about push notifications, how to set them up, how to deactivate them. What are good ways to use push notifications, i.e. sending a receipt or connecting via custom script or sending an internal alert. Okay, so push notifications, for people who don't know, are ways that you can perform, you can instruct MemberMouse to perform actions based on some event that's triggered within the software. So for example, we go to developer tools, push notifications, create push notification. And in this dropdown, we can see all the events that we have access to trigger off of. So for example, when a member's added, when a bundle's added, when a payment is received, when a refund is issued. So basically, whenever any of these things happen within MemberMouse as it's operating and members are interacting with the site, whenever any of these events get triggered, you have the opportunity to do one of these following things under here. You can send an email, you can notify Zapier, and by notifying Zapier, you basically can integrate, you can automate an integration with any application that 500 plus, I don't know what their number is these days, but excuse me, any of the applications that they're integrated with, or you can call a custom script. So for sending an email, the times you would want to do this is like, say you want to either, and then if you're sending an email, you have these options. You can send it to the current member who triggered the action. So if the member joins at a membership level, you can say, okay, I want to send an email to this member. You can type the subject in here, and you can actually use smart tags in the email itself if you want to insert their first name or something like that. So you can go view the documentation for smart tags, and you can say, okay, I can insert the first name, last name, etc. So you can, and this is an example usage of how you use the member data smart tag. So for example, if I want to put their name in the subject, I would come over here, do, in the subject, I would say welcome that. And then basically when the email gets sent to them, it will include their first name in there. And then you can type whatever you want in the body. Right. So now if I save this, we can see that we have a push notification set up to be sent out, an email to be sent out when a member is added to any membership level. And of course, we could restrict this. We could say only do it for certain membership levels, whatever. The other thing is you can do is say, like, you have bundles and you want to inform your team, like say you have this audio course bundle. You can say when this audio course bundle is added, send an email to someone on my team. So I'll send an email to me, and it's a notification, like maybe there's some internal action that needs to happen on your team, and you want to just notify somebody so they can take care of that. So this is a way you could do that. You could send an email to your team. Now, calling a custom script, basically, if you're familiar with PHP, you would have to be in order to do this. You can call a custom script based on any one of these triggers. So, for example, say that you have a third-party system that you want to integrate with that's maybe a custom system, something internal to you that's not something like a separate third-party application that you could integrate using the Zapier process. But what you can do here is you can have MemberMouse call a PHP script, and there's a number of sample scripts here that you can you can view, and it will show you all the data. So if I click on one of these and open it, it will show you all the data that's passed to that script from MemberMouse. So whenever that event is triggered, MemberMouse will call that script and pass all this data so that within your PHP script, you can then take this data. See, this sample script is basically putting all the data in all of these variables so you can easily access it. And so you can take that data and store it in your own database, do something else. We've had customers do some pretty creative things like with this. Like, for example, one of our customers has a physical location for yoga classes, and he uses these the push notifications with custom scripts to give people an access code to the door to the studio. So when people join, he has a push notification that calls a custom script. He then does what he needs to do to integrate with that access code system to generate a code for them. And when somebody cancels, he triggers another script to then remove access so people can access the yoga studio. So this is a more advanced thing, but it basically gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of integrating with your own systems and having MemberMouse trigger calling certain scripts so that you can keep all your custom systems in sync with MemberMouse and the status of the accounts on MemberMouse. One common thing that people usually use push notifications for is sending purchase receipts or payment receipts. So the way you do that is you come in here, create a push notification. You say, I want to trigger off of payment received. And when a payment is received, I want to send an email. And then in the to drop down, you select current member. And then you select the from email that you want to send it from. By the way, the email addresses that show up in this from email dropdown are the employee accounts that you have set up on the site. You can set up any number of employee accounts by going to general settings and then employee accounts. And then that will show up in this dropdown as an available option for what you can use for the from email address. Now for payment receipts, we actually have a starting template. So if I click this order receipt template, you'll see that it's already populating the subject and it's using the smart tags to include dynamic data. So thank you for your order, and then it includes the order ID. And then in the body, it's saying hi, first name, again, using a smart tag to insert first name, and then it's including all these order details. And then you can then just remove things. So if I don't have a shippable product, I would just remove the shipping information. Or, and this, your order will be shipped via whatever. It doesn't. So you can basically customize the body of the email. The template just gives you a starting point and shows you what's possible in terms of using the smart tags to insert dynamic data into the body of the email. So that makes it pretty straightforward. Another thing is, so now I'll go ahead and save this. So now we can see we have a payment received notification. Now, MemberMouse makes a distinction between initial payment received and rebill payment. So if you want receipts to be sent on both, if you have a subscription and you want receipts to be sent both on initial payment and rebills, you would then go ahead and create another push notification for rebill payment received. Again, send an email to the current member. We can use the order receipt template and then customize it as we want. And now you see we have both. I had some old ones in here. I'm just going to delete those so they're not confusing. So now you see we have both a payment received and a rebill payment received push notification that's sending an email to the current member. So now if I go ahead and open up an incognito window. And I purchased something, buy a course. I'm using the test data, so my form is already filled out. So I go ahead and make a purchase. Okay, so now that order's been placed. So now if we go back over to the manage members screen, we see this new thing was created. And if I go to the activity log, I can see that these emails were sent based on the push notifications we just set up. So here's here's the welcome email that we set up first, right? And then here is the payment received email that we set up. So you can see, thanks for your purchase, and then it includes, you see all of the smart tags were replaced with the data associated with the order. So this is a really, when you're using push notifications and you're sending out emails, the activity log will track them all, and it will track what was in the email. So if you ever need to go back and confirm what somebody's received or something like that, you can always go to the activity log and view the contents of that email. You can do HTML formatting in the email, so it's pretty much just use we're sending emails using some PHP email send function. So I'm forgetting exactly what the function is, but yeah, HTML is a supported component of that. So you can include HTML in the emails. Of course, that needs to be something you need to understand how to do. But if you put HTML in there, it will work. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for push notifications. I mean, the Zapier stuff is pretty powerful. So I didn't specifically demonstrate that because it's a little bit more involved to demonstrate it, but it's really powerful because you can essentially integrate MemberMouse with any of the applications that Zapier works with. So if we go to Zapier and just check this out, the idea is, so now they have more than 1,500 apps. So the idea is, like, say you want to insert something into Trello based on your what's happening on your membership site, or you want to do something on Slack or whatever. Using the Zapier setup with push notifications, you can easily set that up and automate processes to be triggered based on things with a MemberMouse. And there's a whole support article on this that shows you the step-by-step in our support center. So Cindy will include a link but it's really powerful. If you are wanting to have MemberMouse be your single system of record for your membership site, and then you have other third-party applications that you use to run your business, this is a way that you can easily automate tasks that integrate the two sites together.